We'll go ahead and start our post-qualifying press conferences. We've now been joined by our second qualifier, our second fastest qualifier, Kasey, driver of the number 5 Farmers Insurance Chevrolet. And Kasey, a new qualifying format here at Talladega. Talk a little bit about the format and your fast lap.
Yeah, I was really happy with the format. I went out early, so I sat there and waited. This format, kind of the old format, you would see if you were on the pole once you weren't, qualifying was over. But we had the top 12 to think about, so it was neat to sit there and kind of, watch and see who was going to be in, who wouldn't. And we ended up 5th, and then second round we gained a little bit there, and we're able to go quicker. So it was a great effort by our team. Farmers Insurance team did a great job. Brought an awesome, car to the track this weekend, and the 24 was really fast as well. So that was, I didn't think I could beat Jeff, but I knew I could get up there on the front row with him after our first run. So it was ended up pretty good.
Great. We'll go ahead and take questions for Kasey. If you have one, please raise your hand, state your name and affiliation, and we'll start with Bob and then go to Alan.
Bob Pockris, ESPN. Considering where you are in points, how much do you weigh risk versus reward when deciding to make a move late in the race?
Well, I think you just kind of, I've figured out the last few times I've a couple of years really just racing at Daytona and Talladega. I've just raced and see what you get at the end of the race. Last thing you want to do is cause a wreck, but you can be caught up in wrecks pretty easily here and have nothing to do with it. So I've just tried to race as close to the front as we can. If we get back there, wait and make decide when it's the right time to get back to the front and try to, hopefully the field gets strung out a little bit on a longer run. But I think the biggest thing for us is just be racing and try to stay as close to the front as possible because, you can get caught up anywhere at this race. So you might as well enjoy it and try to lead laps.
All right, Alan, go ahead.
Great job. Alan Cavana, Fox Sports. Kasey, you were one of the first cars out. Was there anything to learn, or did you learn anything that you could relay to your teammates?
No, actually, you can't really do anything. And our cars are very similar. Come out of the same shop, 524 shop at Hendrick Motorsports, so they're very similar. And Jeff just had a little bit of speed on the field today, so that was awesome for those guys. And I'm glad that we were second and pretty close there. So it was great for our shop.
And we've also been joined by our third place qualifier, Ryan Blaney, driver of the number 21 Motorcraft Quick Lane Tire and Auto Center Ford. And Ryan, a very solid run for your team. Talk about your qualifying effort today.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with the speed, actually. Even compared to our teammates, we had a lot more speed than they did. So everyone at the Wood Brothers team, they did a great job today, and it's nice to be back at the racetrack, and especially after a bad weekend at Texas blowing up on lap 18. It's nice to be back and know we have some good speed. Can't really carry that much of that over into the race, but we at least you get a good starting spot, good pit stall, and you got stuff to look forward to. So we'll try to stay out of trouble. I think that's going to be a big thing for us, is trying to run all the laps, because we've blown up in 2 or 3 races this year, and it's going to be big for this team just to finish a race and run everything. So I think we got a good car, and we'll see where it brings us tomorrow.
All right, we'll continue with questions. We'll start with Stan.
Thank you. Stan Creekmore with RPMTonight.com. For both of you, how aggressive do you believe the start of the race will be tomorrow? Because being up front is extremely important, it appears.
I think it'll be pretty aggressive. I feel like the last couple, plate tracks, Daytona at the start of the year, I was surprised how aggressive and how bad everybody tried to lead there the first 10 laps of the race. And it kind of went like that the entire race at Daytona. So I would say tomorrow will be similar. Talladega is a little bit different it's much wider. So, maybe it'll get a little more strung out during race runs, which will probably be good at times, to log laps and get into those final 100 laps, because 500 laps is a long time. So, the key will be getting those final 50 miles or so.
All right, Kelly.
Sorry, it's Lee. Lee Spencer, Motorsport.com. Blaney, do you feel any pressure since another young 20-something kid got in a car, into the 21 car, and went out and won the Daytona 500? It's possible with the Wood Brothers that, that could be the case on Sunday.
No, and I mean, there's no pressure. It's just I'm just happy to get opportunities that I have. I've been really fortunate and lucky to be with a great organization like Wood Brothers and bring them over to Team Penske and be able to share their resources and their information. So there's no pressure. We're just out here having a good time, and we're just glad to be here and glad to be racing, and great weather too. You know, you usually come here and it sometimes rains, and I was so happy when it was good weather. So yeah, to answer your question, no pressure, just out here to have a good time, and hopefully it'll bring us luck in the race.